Hello, today I'll be talking to you about Stretchy Wraps and Close Caboos, have a quick chat about differences, pros and cons, and then I'll do some demos as well. So lots of people are very interested in trying them on when they have new babies. These are particularly designed for small babies. They have different qualities to them, so it's really worth going to your nearest sling library, trying them on, see what you prefer. Everybody's different, so something that your friend might like may not work for you, and also if you have a partner, sometimes not everybody like the same thing, so it's really worth trying. So Stretchy Wraps, I'm going to show you what I have. They basically are a long piece of cotton jersey fabric that stretches. Some are made from bamboo, some have got elastin or spandex, depending on the brand. They use different fibres. What I would always recommend, if possible, is you go for two-way stretchy wraps, which means that they stretch this way and they also stretch this way, so they're a lot easier to work with, a lot more forgiving, very easy to bring your baby in and out. There also are one-way stretchy wraps, so Rhapsody Wrap, for instance, they're perfectly fine. It's just that some people find them very easy to work with. So this one's got barely any stretch that way, but it's got more stretch that way, which means it might be a bit more tricky to get the tension right, and leaving enough room to bring your baby in because it doesn't bounce back. So also what you like is very down to you, it's down to personal preferences. Some people don't like wraps that have a lot of stretch. They prefer the support of a one-way stretchy wrap because your baby bounces less. It's totally up to you. It's worth trying and see what you like. But if you're going off and buying a wrap, I would really recommend you go for a two-way. You'll find it a lot easier to wrap with than with a one-way. Right, so brands, loads of brands out there. Personally, in my library, we really like Boba wraps, so these ones. Really like Hana wraps as well, which are these ones. Where's the label? Yeah, Hana wraps. Izmi wraps as well are really lovely. This brand as well. There's also Calin Bleu that makes a very thin stretch wrap, so especially if you're having a baby in the summer, really great. There's other brands like Je Porte Mon Bebe or a nice called Love Radius in the UK. They're very strong, a bit harder to work with but very long lasting. What you like, again, is totally down to you. Some are that are made with bamboo is a lot more breathable, a bit lighter, so some of the Boba wraps are made with bamboos and they're really nice in that sense. The Hana wraps have bamboos. It's really worth trying and then feeling what they feel like, so a lot more breathable than the ones that don't have bamboo in it. Some have got cotton, organic cotton, it varies a lot. They vary also a lot in prices, so you can find some around the £60 mark and then some go down like £25, something like this. What I highly recommend is you don't go on Amazon or eBay and just buy the one that everybody's buying, because often very cheap wraps are not very supportive. We don't really know how they're made, like what dye they're using. It's really worth going for trusted brands. Okay, so stretchy wraps is just a long piece of fabric that you wrap around yourself. If you don't like the idea of having to do the wrapping, then you can go for a Close Caboo, which is basically like a stretch wrap that's already wrapped for you. So it comes in two parts, like this, and you put it on and then you bring this over, or do them on a little bit. Main differences between the two: this is just fabric, so it feels very much like carrying a baby in a t-shirt. There's nothing in the way. Caboos have more structure, so they have more sewing, so everything is sewn together in the cross at the back, and you also have rings, so not everybody likes the feeling of the rings, and it's not, you can't spread it as much as with a stretchy wrap, but they all have pros and cons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a demo with a stretchy wrap doing a front carry. So this carry is called the Pocket Wrap Cross Carry, or the PWCC. You can see a video on my Facebook page and also on my YouTube channel on how to do it. There's lots of different ways to wrap with a stretch wrap, so it's not just this method. I only have time to demo one, but if you want to explore and try lots of different other ways, then there are lots of different options. Most people like this one because it's what we call a poppable carry, which means you can bring your baby in, take your baby out without having to redo your wrap every time. So, I'm going to start. I'm going to grab my middle marker, so my little label, place it on my chest. I'm going to gather the fabric around my ribs. I'm going to go to my back and I'm going to cross, so I'm going to bring one tail across. Make sure the fabric is not folded or twisted, so it gives you some nice support. And then we're going to do the same here. Bring the fabric by your neck, and then to tighten, we're going to pull up like this. And we're going to gather the pocket pass, bring your hand under, and then you're going to bring your tails through like this. If it feels a bit loose, you just pull up and then pull down. Don't go like this because nothing happens when you do that, it just bounces back. So, one way to know if it's tight enough, if you've left enough room for your baby, is to do the prayer shape thing. So you bring your hands in prayer shape and bring your hands under all your passes like this. And if this feels nice and snug, then you're good to go, because this is roughly the width of your baby's body. You're going to grab your tails and you're going to cross them on your front. You're going to go to your back. And either you can tie here depending on the length of your wrap. This is quite a long wrap, so I'm going to bring it across my back, spread to give myself some lower back support, and do it up on it. I'm going to bring my baby in, so I'm going to lower my pocket pass, and my baby is going to sit on my cross pass. I'm going to bring baby on my shoulder, and I'm bringing baby on the shoulder of the pass that's on the outside. Like this. Bring my hand through the inner pass, guide the leg through. And then same here. And then I'm going to make sure the bum is lower than the knees in what we call the M-shaped positioning, because it looks like an M if you look from the front. This promotes healthy hip development. It's also easier to support your baby's weight, and this is the natural way of sitting. For small babies, don't spread the hips apart, make sure they just sit in a natural position. Baby's head's got to be close enough to kiss, and then hands towards the face, and I need to make sure I can always see airways. Now I'm going to do the flip shoulder method, so I can keep the fabric away from the face. I'm going to grab the inner pass, the pass that's inside. I'm going to grab the rail that's on my arm. I'm going to bring it across the back, spread the fabric knee to knee, all the way to the neck. And I'm going to do the same. Bring it across and spread, spread, spread. Last thing I need to do, I'm going to grab the pocket pass, which is right under my armpit. Grab it like a rope over the first leg, over the second leg, spread to the neck, and you should find your middle marker. Let the feet out, don't cover them because it kind of forces your baby into an unnatural position. Just make sure the feet are warm if you're carrying in the winter or in the autumn. Make sure everything is away from the face, and you can use this to support the back of the head. If you need extra head support, so the Boba wraps come with these little pockets, which are super handy, but you can also use like a small muslin cloth. Roll it and then bring it onto the neck for extra head support, and your baby can just look around that way, gives you more support. Okay, so I'm going to take baby out. Look at this, support, peel away and lift your baby out. You can use it as a breastfeeding aid, so you can use the passes if you want, and you can bring your baby inside like this. Make sure you don't cover the head. Bring hands to the breast so your baby can cup away. Support the back of the neck and let your baby latch on. Make sure you can see the nose when your baby's feeding. And always support the back of the neck. You can also use your elbow if you prefer, but it's not totally hands-free. Okay, so this is one way to feed. You can also feed upright by basically keeping your baby in a sling, and that works best with very stretchy wraps. using the sling. Remove the pocket pass and then unflip your shoulders. And then basically you're going to support baby and then pull down. Keep pulling until your baby's at breast height. Bring baby to the side, and then you can feed upright. Again, support the back of the neck. Make sure the head and spine are aligned, but always support. This doesn't work with all stretchy wraps. Some that don't have a lot of stretch, you might find it difficult to do. Also, depending on the size of your breast and how your baby latches, it doesn't always work. So it's worth exploring different options. Okay, so you can also do a hip carry. With stretchy wraps, I don't really personally recommend you do a back carry because there's so much room for your baby to wiggle out. It's best to keep it to front or hip. But there are hybrid wraps like the Rhapsody, for instance, or the Je Porte Mon Bébé, the Radius one. You can do back carries, but it's something it's best to do with a consultant. All right, so the caboo. Basically, we're going to use the same technique, but it's already all done for you. So you're going to hold your caboo, being able to read the word caboo. Bring over your head, arm through. And then, same system here. So we want to bring the cross a bit lower down like that. Make sure your rings are not too much to the front. Give them towards the back. And then leave just enough room for your baby. And then we bring baby on the shoulder. Again, quite high up in the burping position. One leg through. Second leg through. And then bring the bum lower than the knee. So it's always the same in terms of safety. You have to always remember the same positioning and the same safety. Close enough to kiss and I can see airways. And then I'm going to spread the passes. So again, I can do the flip. Because with this version of the caboo, the cotton blend, you can do it. With the Lite caboo, which I'm going to show in a minute, maybe a bit more tricky to do because it's not as wide. And then here what's nice is that I can tighten by just pulling through like this. So I'm going to pull the fabrics through the rings. They get a bit twisted from time to time, open them up. And if I find, okay, this top rail is still a bit loose, I'm just going to guide the fabric and then pull where I need to pull. You need to use your outer layer. So the pocket pass with the stretchy wrap is the same, but is separate. Bring it across, gather, create some tension. Make sure this is quite nice and tight because this is what's going to give your baby some nice support. Double knot on your back. Try to keep your tension. And there you go. So you can use this to support the back of the head. Make sure when your baby sleeps that you can fit 2 fingers between chin and chest. And that's it. So it's really nice, really quick. Some people don't like the feel of the rings. You can grab this strap and then you can just wrap it around like that as much as you want until it feels nice and comfortable. You also have the option to flip it over. So instead of putting it this way, you have it the wrong way around with the rings ending up here, so you can just pull down instead. You can also do a hip carry with the caboo, which is quite handy. But again, no back carry, don't recommend it. To feed, same system, but a lot easier to do it upright. Support, you're going to lift the top ring each side like this, and then you can bring your baby down again at breast height. Make sure the face is uncovered, so the head should be completely free from fabric. Again, support the back of the neck, don't push the head, and you can feed like that, or you can bring your baby completely out. So support, lift your baby out. Here I'm going to retighten a bit, and I'm going to use the passes for feeding. Same if you're bottle feeding for all of this, you just don't need to bring your baby too much down. You can feed like that. If you want your bottle feed, you can sit your baby a bit more upright. So you can use this, you can use the second pass as well, and you can feed your baby upright, so that gives you a bit of relief. Same with the stretchy. So the upside down, I'll quickly show you. Same system, but you just wear it with the rings on the top, like that. And then it's exactly the same. You're just going to sit baby in a cross and you pull down to retighten. So some people prefer it like this because they don't have the feeling of the rings. You could also do a hip carry. It's a bit like a ring sling. hold the rings like this, like a loop. Bring the rings on the shoulder you want to carry on through, and then baby's going to sit in the double pass. The rings a bit higher up. Sit baby down in a deep, deep seat, so knees lower, higher than the bum, sorry. And then you can spread the passes. So both passes. And then you just retighten. Again, it's quite handy for breastfeeding or for feeding because you can just loosen, put on the breast or just feed like this. You can even bring feet like this if you want to bottle feed and just feed your baby like this. So there's lots and lots of different ways to use the stretchies and the caboos. It's really worth trying both, see what you prefer. If you really like the stretchy but wrapping just isn't for you, then that's okay. If you like the feeling, then you can absolutely go for a close caboo. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm very happy to recommend brands, find you discounts as well. And if you want to try one, please get in touch. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.